Hey guys, listen, what's up? I know y'all was like, what is going on? Diva has been off for 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row, yes, all aboard. Listen, the train is pulling out late once again, but I have been spoken to by the supervisor, and none of this nonsense is going to go on the rest of the week, okay? We're going to get our whole life together. I'm glad some of y'all are here. I'm like, is anybody going to be joining me? Is anybody going to be here? But I'm glad that you're popping through. You know, Love and Marriage Huntsville is absolutely one of my faves. And tonight we are recapping part 3. Okay, part 3. Yes, smash that like button as you come through the door. Okay. And again, I want to thank all of y'all for getting me to 20K. So we're doing recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 3. Let me bring the peeps in the train that got their ticket. Taking the late train. Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Ziva. Hey, Chat.
Hey. All right, let's bring Robin in the building. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Chat. And Diva, you know, we're always going to ride with you no matter what time you come on. So if the train is on the track, engine moving, we ready.
Thank you, thank you.
English.
Hey, the Don. Look at you coming through for the new year. Hey.
Theater.
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
I've been waiting for this this last episode of the reunion to get my feedback.
Well, I hope you got some good stuff. It was emotional. It gave us a lot. I'm gonna say hands down, in my opinion, and I think I might have said it last week. This Love and Marriage Huntsville 3-part reunion was worth every second. And I'm gonna say again, hands down, it is one of the better reunions like that I have seen in a while. So Emmanuel, hey, does YouTube not notify lives anymore? Or is it just my phone? I don't know. A lot of people have been telling me that. But listen, guys, before we get into this recap, okay, guess what? What? Dr. Love, you ready, babe? I know you usually put your avatar. There you go. Hey.
Hey.
So listen, guys, tomorrow, 6 p.m. I just confirmed it. That's why part of why I was running late. Tiffany will be in the building. Tiffany from Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming through. She will answer subscriber questions after we go through our interview. So if you want to hear from Tiffany, she will be in the building. But she has to come early. So, you know, I'm not used to coming this early. But tomorrow we're doing 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Tiffany will be in the building. So I think we're going to have a good time with her. We're going to get to see, you know, a side outside of reality TV. I think reality TV, it can be rough, right? Because they cut it up, chop it up, and we see what we see. But we'll get to see Tiffany for herself and all the different great things that she's doing outside of reality TV. So hope you can join us. I'll be dropping, you know, putting that out soon and, you know, adding that to the lineup. So Tiffany will be here tomorrow. So guys, choo-choo, let's get into this. The train is leaving late, but guess what? The train is about to leave the building, okay? We got our boarders on the train. We about to get into this. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion Part 3. Let's chat. So we start out And what I couldn't understand is that Kimmi said she can't talk to Destiny. Okay, everybody got a problem with Destiny. Now, Carlos even spoke to Destiny and said, listen, the producer said you're difficult. Okay, they said you messy. You don't want to tell no part of your story. You got a man in your life, but your man is not here. You sitting next to your pillow. Carlos played her out, but it is what it is. But Destiny claimed that Tiffany and Lou, Stormy and her husband didn't meet her man. Okay, and she claims that she's an open book. Like, don't be trying to kick me off this show. Y'all know I need this dollar, and I'm here to be an open book. Now, what happened between Destiny and Mel? Well, Destiny said it was when Mel came up telling her business, telling everybody that she had a cutoff notice on her door for her utility bills. And I didn't know even the utility company, they do that. They don't put it in the mail, but whatever. She had a cutoff notice on her door for her utility bills, and Mel just cashed after her some money. Okay, cashed after her some money, and she said it live. She said it on the show, and so Destiny was pissed about that. Like, why you put my business out in the street? If you want to help me as a friend, you don't have to let everybody know. And then Mel said that Destiny pissed her off. Okay, and she said that Destiny is a little too close to Martell. She be calling Martell 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. What is that about? Mel also alluded to the fact that, Destiny knew about Martell's business, about him being in the streets. And she felt that Destiny didn't tell her. Okay. And so she also said, Destiny also said, listen, you wanted me to stop speaking to Martell, boy. Well, he did. But she said, if that was the case, I would have to stop speaking to you too. She threw a little shade. I don't know if y'all caught it. She threw a little shade, trying to say, like, Melody, you be in these streets too. So I caught the shade that, Destiny was giving her. I think it's sad that those two were friends for, however they was friends, and then it went down the way it went down. I'll start with you, Sebastian. What do you think about Destiny?
Irrelevant. Desperate, thirsty.
Wow.
Yes.
And broke. And low budget.
Wow.
Right.
You said and low budget.
Wow.
Yes, all of that.
So no love for Destiny. Do you feel like nothing that came out of Destiny's mouth was truth?
Nothing.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I do think what she said about her not being friends with Melody and Martell at the same time because they've done the same thing. Of course, I do think that happens. I do think Melody cheated on Martell as well, and they did, both did the bad things that they shouldn't be doing in a marriage.
Okay. All right.
That's the only thing I believe out of her mouth. Nothing else.
Whoa. Okay. Well, let me add this before I go to Robin. I'm not quite sure where Kimmi's energy came for when it came to Destiny. I thought it was a bit too much, a little over the top. I thought it was misdirected anger, but that's me. Robin, what about Destiny?
That is the $64,000 question. What about Destiny?
Right.
She is like the greatest mystery of mysteries on the Huntsville. Mostly because she showed up as the Barrett's wife, but then she's now saying, but she's been friends with, she said she's known Martell since she was 15, but they presented her to us as if she was Melody's friend. So there's that confusion.
Yeah.
I still question Carlos King for trying to raise up on her, ask her why she was on the show. You know why she's on the show. You put her on the show to make her look bad because you're good about destroying a lot of women. But that's a whole other theory I have. But I think that she got what? Is Diva clutching the pearls?
Yes.
Aye. No, but when she first came on, it was she was there as the accessory to her husband, who consequently disappeared, and so did every little
Disappeared.
bit of the storyline that she had. She can't even defend a chicken now. So
you,
I'm just
you ain't
trying to
got to
figure
do that, Robin. You ain't got to
out
do that, but go ahead.
what. I'm gonna stop. So I just want
Mm,
to know, no entiendo. I don't understand why anything about Destiny, and I don't understand anything about her because she doesn't tell us anything about her. Only, the most that we hear about her is what we hear from people who call in who are telling us stuff like Madani ain't never open.
oh my God. So,
Hey,
so, so you're connecting with Kimmy then. That she tries to do scenes with Destiny. The producers tell her to. She go over there. She talk to Destiny, and Destiny gives them nothing. Guess Destiny gives them
Nope,
dust.
not
Mm-hmm.
connecting with Kimmy at all because I got issues with her too.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll come
I'm
back to
letting it
you.
all hang out tonight.
Woo! I'll come back to you, Doctor Love. What about Destiny?
Okay, Destiny. I am with Robin. They bought Destiny on as the belief for us as the viewers, thinking that she was male friend, and
Okay.
she let us know once her and Mel fell out. Like, no, I've known Martell first. Not only
Mm-hmm.
that, her story of the reason LeBerick left her, she left all of that out on purpose. He didn't have no order. I really believe he caught her doing something. I really
Oh.
believe
oh,
he did. And I think it is shameful on both of their end, whatever happened for a man to leave you, divorce you with a 3-month-old baby. Men don't even divorce women for real now. Come on. So it was something dramatic happened there, and she never had a storyline, and that's why people say Mel is the best, because Mel bought a lot out of Destiny, which um Letitia or what's the other one who mad at her cannot bring nothing out of her. They can't have a good time with her because she always got an attitude, and she's too attitude-ish. But who I do think is her match on here, and Stormy said it. Them two is like peas in a pods to me.
Mm-hmm.
They both
Mm-hmm.
ghetto, and I believe Stormy feel like, oh, we can get down with the get down, me and you. That's what I kind of believe it, but I don't think Carlos gonna bring her back. I really don't.
You don't. I felt like they was setting it up so she could come back. They said Sin City from Nola said Destiny has a storyline, but her ex-husband was been won't let her speak on it. Now, see that I believe too. The Don, what do you think? What about Destiny?
See, I see now you all are not going to like me on this panel tonight.
Uh-uh.
We like
Oh,
the
let me sit up.
oh
Let me
boy.
sit up.
Um,
Let me sit up. Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, go
for
on.
those that know the previous history of Carlos Messy Ass King,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
his production style is to set up and tell people what to say.
yeah.
Hence, him telling Phaedra that Candy had a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I think Destiny is too real for the producers, and she
Oh,
doesn't want to go in and say whatever they want her to say, i.e., Mel.
Mm.
See, Mel is Carlos's puppet. She does whatever Carlos wants her to do, and she it's just like that's why he's her favorite on the show, i.e., Giselle. He likes those
mm,
type
mm,
that just
mm.
do whatever the producers want them to do.
Good gosh.
She said that I had scenes, but the producers cut them out.
She did. She
They
did.
were
Talk
they
to the
were
people.
probably
Hold
they
on,
were
wait, Don.
probably
Hold on. Talk to the people. Go ahead.
yeah, they were probably real life scenes that
Mm-hmm.
weren't messy.
Mm.
Kimmy said they weren't worth producing when she
I
came
was
to
just
her.
about to say that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Kimmy said
wait.
they
Okay,
weren't
I'm gonna
worth
let you.
producing.
I'm gonna let you in, Lieutenant. Thanks for being here. But go ahead, to Don. Finish.
But see, Kimmy came in her sideways, and I want to know what their energy was because it just came out of left field.
Yes,
Say
it
And
that.
did.
I've never seen Kimmy and Destiny go in like that. And see,
Right.
Stormy and Destiny are now on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Team we
Right.
both know Mel is a somebody.
See,
Mm-hmm.
see, Destiny tried to sleep with Kimmy and her husband. That's what.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
And I,
Allegedly.
I'm not a Martell
Allegedly.
fan. I'm not a Martell fan.
Right.
But Martell has always said no one can be friends with Mel.
He did.
Friends, of course.
That is true.
Because
Wait, let him
Mel,
finish, guys. Let him
because
finish. Go ahead.
Mel does not know how to be friends. Mel is no longer friends with Destiny. Mel is no longer friends with Stormy.
But they were never friends in the beginning. So you can't say that about Stormy. They were never friends.
Yeah.
Mel and Stormy?
Yeah, they were never friends.
So Mel didn't, they weren't Chum Cookie Crunch girlfriends this whole season?
No.
So hold on, guys. But Stormy came on as Mel's friend.
Oh, that's what
right.
I thought.
That's like Destiny did. But
then they did a flashback. They did a flashback on, I forgot the post that I saw, where Mel said in earlier seasons that Destiny was Martell's friend and then became my friend. She said that on the show. Right. So it's nothing new.
Right, and so your she's not your friend, but you film a whole video shoot at her house.
Right. But I guess because Mel said it,
Stormy said she invited that. They were trying to build a relationship.
Yeah,
because Carlos wanted Stormy on the show so bad because of what she had. He wanted her to be on Bell Collective, but she's not in Mississippi no more. She's in Alabama. So he moved her over to a Love and Marriage Huntsville. So
plus Stormy wanted to be on
TV.
Yes, TV, and she said it. She tried to even pitch her own show to Carlos, and they not only to Carlos, a few producers, and they got turned down, her and her husband, a few times. So once again, she was another one using Mel to get on this show. And that's why
everybody's using
Mel.
I don't think that they use Mel. I think that Carlos
production used Mel.
So come on, let's call a spade a spade. Carlos used Mel. That's why Candy had a sidebar conversation with Melanie saying, hey, watch out for Carlos. He is beyond a snake. And he is, because he's proven himself.
But all those people want to be on TV. What do? Why would you go along and say that you're Mel's friend? Because you're right with Carlos. You're using her.
No, hold on. So for whatever reason, they feel the audience will connect to a person better if they claim that they're someone's friend. Right. So all of these shows do it. I don't know why they feel the need to do that. Why they can't just introduce the person to the group, just period. So all the shows do it because remember, what is her name? Portia was supposed to be Fallon's friend, and now she's living the best life with Fallon's ex-husband. Okay, so everybody does that. So we can't say that Stormy was using Mel and they all use Mel. They go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, we're bringing these people in. They're your friend. I think that's what they do. But Lizette, finish your thought process.
Carlos is just a snake around the board. He have a track record. He wants to be the black Andy Cohen.
Yes, come on.
I'm okay with what he's trying to do, but don't condemn your community where you're from to get where you want to go. That's the problem that I have. Now, my thing is this: I don't really have too much time. I pick and choose where I put my time in. I like this little show. I like Miss Ann, a couple of little shows, and little shows on TV. I started watching Love and Marriage Huntsville because they were saying it was about love, marriage, and building business and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, let me see something. Then ratchet to the cause, to the third power. And I'm like, Martell remind me of my ex-husband. I start getting flashbacks. What all we do is lie to the lie. Then you got a mama that don't know how to bring you up, but drag you up, and she your cheerleader. Oh yeah, baby, yeah. No, that's a no for me. I wish that they revamped the whole show. That's my thing. But Destiny, I'm just gonna say this all real quick. She ain't nothing but a hypocrite. She's supposed to have been on TV shows. She's supposed to be a book author. Now she's doing candles. Her store ain't never open. I was in Alabama for 2 weeks. It was never open. Not one day. She told me to go online. You lying, the truth ain't in you. I ain't gotta go where I want to go. I want to go to the store. That's where I'm gonna go. But you ain't never open. You see what I'm saying? You know, and then Dusty Tisha hiding behind her mama like she the American what's his name? Captain America with that shield. Her mama's the shield. She want to put her mama out there because her mother a little talkative and she about that life because she a country old bunkin thinking she won't get that work. But she will, you know, in a nice way, you know, because I don't have to cuss a person out to give you that work and that business and that quick read to where you like eclipse. I will shade you so quick and put on my shades, baby, and be like, But she needs to stop hiding behind her mama. Marcel and Maurice need to just come on out and say, yeah, I didn't have 20 women. I have a whole party. I do it just like, you know, at the juke joint back in the old days. You know what I'm saying? Just come on out and tell the truth. We're not stupid. You're not sitting up here, you know, deflecting us. But one thing I did really hate was they left us with tons of what ifs and cliffhangers.
Yeah, that's true.
They never followed through with anything. So you know, true. They gave us bits and pieces on certain clips, but then didn't show none of that. You know, and then I was waiting on Destiny to drop the bomb. Mel said, "Go and tell what you know." Mel was a G. She was a G.
But you know what though? No, did you notice though? They all stopped. The Destiny got something. Destiny got something because they all stopped her. They told her, Destiny, don't do it. Like, don't go that low. Thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. But hold on. So they all stopped her. I really did believe she had something, right? But you know, let me just add this to the conversation since we bringing Mel into it, right? Tisa said Mel has a dark soul.
Absolutely.
I think they all do. Because
can I say something right quick?
If a person piss you off,
I'm gonna come to you, Nadal. 1 second. Go ahead, Lizette.
If a person piss you off to the third power, baby, I'm gonna turn like to the Hulk. I will turn anything on you. So if you push a person, I believe it could get there.
But she took me back. She said she got a dark soul. She's the devil in sheep's clothing. Okay, she said she's pretty on the outside, but ugly on the inside. Though she tore it down on Mel. I was like, good God.
She got the saying wrong. She was practicing so hard that she got the whole saying wrong.
The whole thing.
Well, it look really more like a thunderdunt than anything.
She memorized. She learned her script.
Coming for that read, baby. You had that read on ready, set, and go. You see what I'm saying? You had that clap back ready to respond on what somebody else got to say. Tisha ain't about that life. Her mama is now, but she ain't.
Yeah. But she tried it. But the Don go. I'm gonna come to you, and then Brady, I'm coming to you. And allegedly Shady said Tisha's soul is slow. I mean, okay, so, go ahead. The Don, yes.
So Destiny has the store. She has candles. She has this. She has that.
She sings.
She sings.
Oh yeah.
But Mel is an announcer. She put out a flop album. She put out a bad budget video. She's supposed to be a real estate investor. She's supposed to be an MC. She's supposed to be the Bell Collective lady that get women together. So Mel got all these flop projects as well, but we're not holding her accountable for her flops that she's had. I just looked it up. Mel ain't even make Billboard Top 200.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, but she is a real estate investor. Now that she really is.
She out there doing something.
But all her
she don't have a store. She ain't in the store for something that she got to file bankruptcy on in a minute because it ain't open.
Hustles have failed.
Yeah, but she got 50 acres. You better look her up now. When it comes to real estate, she real.
Yeah, but that's her real estate. But her side, I don't knock her side. I don't knock Destiny's side hustles. Keep going until you get one.
I guess. But her one side hustle with her care, whatever that skin care, that stuff doing good too. And them God said go shirts. That stuff doing real good.
Melody is independent. So independent sometimes, you know, you don't sell us what you have.
And her master classes sell out.
Production pushing you behind.
Yeah, so, and her master classes sell out every single time. Even like this
Okay.
guy.
CD sell out?
Okay, so hold on 1 second, guys.
And them ain't
Chi-Town
never
said,
selling out.
hold on 1 second, guys. Chi-Town said the store is closed. The store is closed. Hashtag Madani, the store is closed. Okay. Royer, you're in the building. What do you have to say about Destiny? And Tisa, she said that Melody has a dark soul.
Hey everybody. I hope everybody had a good
Hi.
day. Listen, I'm gonna jump back real quick because everybody was asking what was Kimmi's problem and why was Kimmi so upset with Destiny. Well, do y'all want to know why Kimmi was so upset with Destiny? Do y'all want to know what Kimmy's problem was?
Yes,
Kimmi spent the second half of this season carrying the show with a real sickness and illness. And what did Destiny give? I could definitely tell that Destiny is difficult. Look how you showed up to your own event and showed out because people showed up. Like, girl, you are a businesswoman.
Supposedly.
No, for you to come into the business that's closed now, obviously for obvious reasons, with that kind of attitude. So yes, Kimmi was upset because I have given my whole story to the world. And what have you done this season? And you still got a paycheck. Unfair.
Well, let me just say this. So but I gotta come back to you. Allegedly, Shady Shannon said Mel stuff might have flopped, but she still has $6,000 to give Destiny to pay her bills. Okay.
Let me ask this question. So
yes.
So Destiny messed up her store opening, or miserable Mel?
No, Destiny's attitude definitely messed up her store opening.
She was mad toward everybody.
Mel messed it up when she walked in with an attitude.
But Mel spoke when she walked in. Hold on. Mel spoke when she walked in. It may have been not the way that you wanted her to speak or how you felt it should have been, but she spoke when she walked in your store.
But
so
she was
there with your eyes big as day, stuck instead of being a businesswoman. Hello, welcome to my store. It doesn't matter whether you get along with her or not. You're not going to get along with everybody that come in your store. Does that mean you turn their money down? Hell no.
Right. And she was mad before Destiny. I mean, she was mad before Mel even came in. Because and one thing I couldn't understand.
And Stormy came bearing gifts, flowers, and the Gucci bag. Who do that?
Exactly. And one thing I couldn't understand, but I found out, why was she not selling stuff, but she didn't even have her license to sell stuff? Because the minute you would have walked in that door, them girls would have been on it if it was my store. Okay, introduce her to some lotion, some hair grease, spray.
She didn't even have gift bags. She didn't even have gift bags for opening. That whole thing was a hot mess. And then to top it off, it was a big fight there. But do y'all think that Destiny has not Destiny, that Melanie has a dark soul?
I think that
she's the devil in sheep's clothing?
No.
I think that are you asking?
Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. I think that I don't think that Mel has a dark soul. I think that Mel I feel that she has risen above the BS. I do feel that also she is upset that she allowed herself to put her marriage in this situation and her life in this situation. Because even when Carlos asked would she do things differently, there was definitely a hesitation before she even gave the answer. And to me, when there's hesitation, that means, yes, I would definitely do things differently. And she admitted that she would do things differently. So I don't think she has a dark, bitter, and evil soul, but I think that she is upset that her marriage fell apart and that other people are still in their marriage. And she knows that the same thing that was happening in her marriage is going on in their marriage. So I think that, yes, but bitter and evil, no, I wouldn't say that.
I'd like to answer that.
Go ahead, sure.
I'm a little bit bothered that that's even a question that we're answering, only because it was so contrived in its presentation, so much like the puppets were. The problem is, I don't think that Tisha had enough time to study for the test. She had answers and she didn't learn them, she memorized them. So when you memorize stuff, it doesn't come to you. So I think that she memorized all those lines, and that last one about an orange and a pigskin just fell flat. So I don't even want to answer to that.
Ask me.
Ask them.
Right.
Does Melody have a dark soul?
Oh my goodness.
No, now I don't think anyone is evil.
Right.
I'm not going to say that Melody is evil
Nice.
because she's a human being. She's a beautiful woman, but Melody is miserable, and she's mad, and she's angry, and miserable people like to have everybody in their company.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make other people miserable. They want to make other people angry, because when you're happy, when you're succeeding, when you're above it all, you don't waddle down in the mud.
Come on now. I mean,
you don't have time for it.
I
You don't have
agree
time
on that
for
one,
it.
but
You don't have time
think
for
wait,
it.
let him finish. Hold on. I'm gonna let you in. Let him finish. You speaking facts.
Yeah, you
She's
don't have
angry.
time for it. They're peasants. They should be peasants to her.
Yes.
But the fact that she waddles with them lets me know that she's not happy in the place that she's in.
Facts. Fact.
you know what?
A lot of you have a lot to say. Go ahead, Lizette. Go ahead.
He has a point with his comment, you know. Oh, I just like this. I swear to God, I do. However, nevertheless, let me tell you something. She is a little bitter, because I would be bitter too if I didn't sit up here and I didn't help you leave the theater. You didn't have nothing going on for yourself. You didn't stay in my house. I didn't gave you a car, and you knew my husband was cheating. And then you go pay the broad, help pay that broad to survive. Oh, you're right. I will be a bird, because I will be over there and I will be dropping all types of blankets on your head. So I'm right there with Mel on that. I will give you some cutback. But what I can say, everybody say Mel don't take accountability. She did, because she said, yep, I told the girl to come on the show, but I wasn't finna pay her. I told her holler at production. Yep, I did XYZ because you did such and such. Mel is a reactor. If you do something to her, she's gonna come back at you. So her comebacks is triple stronger than what theirs are. Theirs are not. You even seen that with Tisha with them little puppets. You know, she tried to come back with some that was so lame and childish. You know, you should have with your mama and came with that comeback.
I have to disagree, because her comebacks always blow up in her face. Every individual.
Right, that's why I said Tisha comebacks wasn't good.
No, I'm talking about Mel.
Mel
comebacks was epic on all.
No, she had to end up telling the truth. Like, okay, so all right, so okay, we gotta talk, y'all. We gotta talk. I like Mel, so I don't want anybody to be confused. I like Mel, but Mel is angry. She is bitter, and I get it, right? Because I wholeheartedly believe, especially when that whole conversation happened with Carlos crying, telling Martell, I feel bad for you. You lost your family. He was crying. He had real tears, right? And then Mel started crying. She started breaking down. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing though, guys, right? This is a mixed conversation. Would it be such a big deal if Melody and Martell got back together? This is just diva opinion. I feel like Melody wants to get back with Martell. But the ox would drive people up a wall, and that's what she's more concerned about than anything. Just my opinion. So the way she was sitting there, even the way she still digs into Martell. Let's get it clear here.
Wendy always taught us body language.
The body language is everything, right? Let's be clear. The man, I'm not agreeing with nothing he did, but the man has apologized over and over and over again. The man said he was at his home in his pillow speaking to God. Please. Let this woman forgive me. Let this woman forgive me. She ain't got to get back with me, but darn, let her forgive me. She called him to come to Destin, Florida, only so she could poke him and poke him and poke him and poke him again. Right. It's like, and he's taking the beating. He's taking the beating. Yeah, she want blood. Oh, wait.
Yep, blood. Yes.
Now we want blood.
He wanted blood. That's
Put
right.
on that one. I want to be in the liver.
Y'all are out of control.
Well, that's what Melody wants. She wants
Okay.
blood. Because let me tell you,
Yes.
she keep poking and poking the bear.
Right.
And let's be clear, some of those things that they are saying on that stage is 100% true about Melody. You got 5 people, and none of them you speaking to anymore, Mel. If somebody doesn't do what Mel says, you done. You dead to her. She's cutting you off. Destiny, you're done. Stormy, you're done. Tisa, you're done. Kimmi, you're done because of something your man said, not even you, because your man said it. So
Right.
I'm
How
done with
long
you,
do
Kimmi.
we go without looking at the what? Man in the mirror.
Mirror.
No.
That part.
Well, no.
So since you went that direction, let me go to another direction.
Yes.
No, you was right.
If I set up there, you have to look at the common denominator, like what you just said, but look at it from a different perspective, out of a different lens. All of them, majority, are Martell friends anyway. None of them are hers, truly. She always stated that Martell went to school with these people. That she know all of them through Martell. So they was always going to ride or die with Martell no matter what. So yes, they're going to condemn her regardless because they are Martell's friends.
I have to disagree.
Stormy
and Martell did not know
is
each
Martell and what's her name? Ariane Corey. They her friends.
Yeah, she used to do Ariane's hair.
Come on now.
Yeah, she used to do Ariane's hair. And it
well,
came
we can
out.
definitely speak for Kimmi and say that is not true for Kimmi.
Well,
Kimmi, remember back for a very long time, Kimmi wouldn't even talk to Martell because of what he did to Mel.
No, he didn't talk. She didn't talk to Martell because that picture came out because his brother put it out, and she knew that while Martell go, the tricks goes. So that's why she was mad at Martell. So don't even think it was nothing else.
So I would like to add to that.
Chat. Give me 1 second. Let me acknowledge the super chat. Thank you so much. Now, Diva, you know you're wrong. They don't need to be together. You can still care about someone and know they are not for you. She doesn't want them back. That's all. She just wants to get back. Huh? What is that person say? She just want to get back. She just want to get back at him. Here's the thing, though. Let's be clear. Come on, we gotta come to agreement, people. Melody, and nothing is wrong with this. Melody is still in love with Martell. Yeah. Every piece of him.
Yeah.
Every piece of him. Melody wants to get back with Martell. Martell wants to get back with Melody. Those two are gonna fool around in these streets with whomever, but they never gonna be right until those two get back together or really shake each other out of their system. Okay. Now let me say this. Let's throw this in the mix as we are talking. Mel with the babysitter thing. I mean Martell, right? I will say this, but here's the problem with it, right? If you are co-parenting and you busy, you got to go to an engagement and the dad is in town, hands down, right? Even if it isn't his weekend, you should let the dad be with the kids. But I know why she's not, right? Because if she doesn't do her weekend, because when the co-parent is not going well, people will use that against you. So if she doesn't do her weekend, the first thing he gonna say is the kids are always with me.
Right.
And so that is why when it's her weekend and she got something to do, she just gets a babysitter. Because if she let them go with Martell, he gonna go and claim and use it against her and say, the kids are always with him. Now, him going for full custody, it's messy. It's messy. Him not wanting a man to babysit his kids. Now, that's treading like a thin ice, right? Because on some part of it, I understand where he's coming from. I do, but it looks messy because it's appearing like not that it's just a man, it's just that he doesn't want Melody's brother to watch the kids. But then he brought up a point, which I'm going to have to connect with a little bit. You connected with your brother when he was 15, 16, or whatever y'all was. Do you really know him like that? So I don't know. That scene for me, I was back and forth like a tennis ball. I was on this side, then I was on that side, then I was on this side, then I was on that side. I didn't know where I landed with the conversation, but all I can say is I understand parts of what he was saying.
Okay,
right?
so I got another vision for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave my kids with Miss Marlene because she always in a bottle. You could tell that one. And then I wouldn't dare leave them around Martell father because he did what, 25 years? So come on now, we could go back and forth with this. So what I think that would be a good compromise that they should get a nanny to go to both houses to help out, when the times. I think that would be an even medium. You say
I like it.
So therefore, is one person with their kids all the time.
I like it.
And she knows
person versus 25.
Right. And Martell thing is he put it plain. I don't want no man. That even mean your new man. Okay. That's what he didn't say. Okay. I don't want no man, including your new man, watching my kids. I'm not playing with you, your brother, or your new man. I mean, he just should have came out and said that. But
he should have. But you know what? Hold on one second, Dr. Love. Allegedly Shady Shannon, you coming on one tonight. Now this is too much. Marlene, stay strong on the
Thank you.
She was on that boat lit.
Rocking. She was rocking and the boat wasn't rocking.
Oh God.
Can I say something
I was like, yes. Miss Marlene, baby, I hope you can swim.
Yes, Don, I'm coming to you. Then Robert, I'm coming to you. Then Ray, I'm coming to you. Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
Right, so this is a touchy subject.
Okay, yes, it is.
Martell and Melody needs to play really carefully when it comes to not being with the kids when you are scheduled by the court to be with the kids. Because Martell, and I know he's putting those dates on the calendar that she's not with the kids and she's scheduled to be with the kids.
He is.
And he's going to go and he's going back to court with those dates. And if she's gone too much, it's going to look to the judge or to the guardian ad litem is, she's not putting the kids as a priority.
Yeah.
So she should be careful with that. Now, when it comes to the man watching the kid, I kind of, I just say, let her brother watch him, and you let Sheree watch him.
Sheree,
see, you messed it. You playing games. You playing games.
No, that ain't out of bounds.
They
can't go to breakfast
because Chateau Sheree house. So Melody said, I don't want another woman around my kids.
Exactly. Go to Chateau. But see, what's gonna happen is
they all the
Twitterverse agree with Mel when he said, I don't want no man around my kids. But if he dropped those kids off at Chateau Sheree and left and said, can you watch my kids for the weekend? Black mama's gonna come out the woodwork. Don't you leave them kids with another woman.
No, I don't think so.
No, wrong.
So. We like Sheree. We like Sheree, and Mel like Sheree too. So I don't think so.
If it was another woman, that he was dating.
Let's be clear to Don. Let's be clear. Sometimes you controversial with your words, but I'm agreeing with you tonight right now.
It would have been an uproar
if
he would have left his kids with another woman.
They already got a picture of all them out to breakfast together. The uproar would have been if Mel was out to breakfast with some man with all them kids. That's where the uproar would have happened.
True. And the difference is, at least this man is her brother. I don't care when they met. I mean, they've known each other more than half their lives at this point. And you're talking about some random other chick. I think that's where it is. See, I just want to finish this one sentence, please.
I'm sorry.
The last thing is that I felt that Martell was insinuating that he had concerns about maltreatment in the form of some possible abuse on the part of the brother. That's what I got from him. I think that he was implying some causality or nexus between the brother's sexuality and the lame, ridiculous people say about how children are treated in those spaces. That's the difference.
I can agree
No,
with
I
that.
don't think that had nothing to do with it. What I think
I
that
didn't either.
is
That's
that
how I read it. That's how I
In the
read it.
beginning, I think that's
what's his
how he
name? Marcus.
was.
His name is Marcus, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Brother. Melody brother read him till he became an eclipse, and he went to school on him. He took that that little boy and brought it down, saying what he was eligible, what he was accomplished in, and what Martell couldn't complete. That's when Martell probably couldn't stand him because he put Martell business out there that Martell had did that ATM theft and he was a felony. That's when Martell couldn't stop liking him and he don't want him around him. That's what that's about. Because Melody said he didn't have no other problems with them around before.
Yeah, she did say that. Marcus read him for filth. Roy, what do you think about this whole thing? Martell, the kids, him and Melody still being in love.
I definitely think that him and Melanie are still in love. If they were not, Mel was more so trying to hold back tears versus actually break down the way she really wanted to.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. So she has every right to still be in love with this man. She got not one, not two,
kids.
not three, but 4 beautiful Black children with this man. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, who walks into their marriage expecting for it to fall apart at any point in time? Nobody. So, and they have spent 14 years together. 14 years ain't no patty cake time. That is a very long time. So to invest that much of your life, like she said, I spent my 20s pregnant. I was always pregnant. So you come straight out of college, right into marriage, into having children.
Motherhood.
I mean, you have literally neglected most of your life. It's been given away to marriage and children. And so now I feel that Mel is at a point where she wants to live her best life, But you have to also realize, Mel, you are still now a mother of 4 children, and now you're a mother of 4 single, And I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel that Mel feels because Martell did her so wrong and so dirty in their relationship that she has a right to do whatever she wants to with the kids and how she spends her time and whatever. Granted, she does have to work, but I don't feel that it is necessary to her to be gone as much as they say allegedly that she is. So I feel that she just feels like that she's taking advantage to do what she wants because Martell did me wrong in our marriage. So now that we're separated, I can do what I want. He can't tell me what to do. And that is what she is choosing to do. Is it right? In my opinion, no, I don't think so. I do think that unfortunately, I'm going to be on hard as her as I was Contessa. You chose to have these 4 children just like he did. You decided to be in this marriage just like he did. And so you now have to raise these 4 kids and deal with what you have brought, into the earth. So
I want to make a point to that.
Wait, I'll let you in, Dr. Love. Give me a minute. But here's the thing though, right? That's why, when couples are together, you can achieve more. Because then if I have something to do this weekend, the kids are with you, you're home, and then I come back home or y'all all come with me, right? She can't help it if it happens to be every weekend that she has with the kids is the weekend that she has an event or something like that. You can't control these events. The events kind of control you. So she got to go make this money for her and the kids. Because she now, like you said, technically, she's a single mom. But go ahead, Dr.
You need
What
to
do you
have
want to
things in place so that there is one individual specifically. Mel talk about giving all this money away and everything. So why don't you have a consistent nanny? Why don't
that's
you
why
have
her mother moving there.
But even prior to that, if there was someone consistently there, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
Absolutely.
That's true. It's fact.
So I wanted to
Go
make
ahead,
this.
Dr. Love.
I wanted to make this point too, to say that I do not think Mel is miserable. Is she mad? Yes. But miserable? No. And I would say this: if you guys had a group of friends, as most marriage people do, all 3, 4 couples, we hanging and we banging, and every last one of y'all know my husband is cheating to a degree of no return. Every last one of y'all know this. I am like, what should Taylor? I'm like you. Get back will be get back. And that's how Mel feel. And she waits for them to do something to her. Because it's like she be plotting and planning. Every last one of y'all knew from day one that this girl was around. Because that picture they show of them in Atlanta was so old. This even before Kimmi and them was married. So
So Kimmi
Maurice.
says, right? So Kimmi says she's always saying that she always points out anytime any infidelity questions come up about her and Maurice, it was before they was married,
But you remember
before
that
they was
picture?
engaged.
The picture
Like,
was
come
in
on, I'm so sick,
2011.
and I like Kimmi, but I'm tired of her with that. But let me say this: when you
But
come,
why
when
that
you
can't
say
be Kimmy's truth? Why that can't be the truth? Why can that not be the
Because
truth?
that picture
Kimmi
was
Pie,
in
Kimmi Pie.
2011,
We
and
can
she
find
said
a
that she
picture
was
of Maurice tomorrow, and she would be like, "That was before we was married, girl."
The
Bye.
after hour spot was before she was
that picture
married.
was 2011, and she said that it wasn't no parties because her office was above Credit One between
But she said
2000
that
and
was before she
See,
was
but let me
married
tell
too.
you, let me poke the lie in that, right? Let me poke the lie in that. Because she claimed that she met Maurice via Instagram or something like that, and he was a barber, and then he came over and he cut the hair. So now y'all wasn't together, but you was above the office with him, but you didn't meet him for being above the office. You met him via Instagram and the haircut and all that. That's why I'm saying I'm giving Kimmi the side eye. When your office was above his, y'all was already together. Because you know all about who was and wasn't at that party. She told Marcel, yes, you was at those parties. Come on, Kimmi. Listen, Kimmi. We not mad. Kimmi is Tisa, but she just doesn't want to admit to it. It's called denial. That's all. Thank you. Because I was going to try to find a whole bunch of words, but it's called denial. And I love Kimmi. I do. I do. But we gotta call a thing a thing. We gotta look at this thing with our eyes for real, and we gotta call it what it is. Every single time there's a cheating rumor with Maurice, we wasn't together then. Girl, bye.
You know
Just
what?
like she wasn't
Send an
together.
email.
Just like she wasn't checking him when he was with Monster's mom. Yeah, you was. But anyway, go ahead, Lizanne.
I'm gonna send an email.
Diva. Now see, you got
You should replace Dr. Francis. You should. I'm gonna send an email to Owen and tell him you should replace Dr. Francis because you gonna get to the core, baby. You gonna
come on. I'm trying to tell you because I was sitting back. I said, "Yo, she playing us. She playing us." They showed the picture. We wasn't together then. This and that. So y'all didn't. Y'all went to y'all met and then y'all got married. Come on, Kimmi, stop. Y'all had a period where y'all was dating. Right. And none of these pictures
so if he
happened
was
when y'all was
messing
dating.
with other people while they was dating, that doesn't mean anything. They were dating.
They was engaged. She already had that ring on her finger, and he was doing what he do.
I need proof before you.
That's why she sat on that.
You like Kimmi.
You like porch and cried.
That's why you like Kimmi. Until they bring the evidence in your face, you ain't leaving your man. That's it. You like Kimmi and Tisa, whatever. So, but wait,
where is it? Pull it out. Pull out the evidence. Pull it out.
All those pictures.
Wait, the link. Drop the link. I have saved it on my. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I did. The link should be out there. It should be. Should be pinned to the top, but I'll put it back out there again. All right. So yeah. So well. Okay. Wait. Y'all distracted me. Here's the thing with Mel. I know y'all saying Mel is not bitter. She's just upset. She's beyond upset. And listen, y'all saying because Dr. Love, you have said because all the couples knew about her man cheating and they didn't tell her. Let's be clear. And again, I don't want anybody to get it
before
twisted.
Anybody else knew.
That's what I was gonna say. Mel knew. Mel knew. Mel was calling the chick.
She didn't know. She didn't know before that. Maurice and Tisha knew, and I really believe that. I think she found out right afterwards. But my thing is, Tisha, I don't care who you is, even if we not cool. If we all hanging, doing double, triple dates, date nights, slide me a note, do something. Okay, don't just be kiki gaga and your husband sitting in your bed telling you, oh yeah, Martell over there doing the most cheating and da 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 da. Don't do
You
me
say
like that.
no.
Or don't go out with me. Or don't go out
Let's be
nowhere
clear.
with me.
Marceau was not telling Tisa none of that.
None of
Because
that.
Tisa got jealousy issues beyond belief. She and Tisa would have been like, well, what are you doing? Marcel keeps his mouth shut. Shut. Mum's the
Absolutely.
word. He has to get caught doing what he do. So I do
Mhm.
not believe for 1 minute that Marceau came home. Because even listen, Maurice, his own brother, has to dig stuff out of him sometimes. Maurice tells on him a lot of times. Maurice was on there
I don't
saying,
believe that.
yes, y'all got an apartment. Y'all had the apartment together. Because Marcel was sitting there like, apartment. No,
Still trying to get him back and putting that picture out there.
But I
no.
thought it
But
came
Marcel
out
said it
that
out of his
Tisha
own
did
mouth.
know.
Wait, say that again. Can you say that again, Nadi?
He said it out of his own mouth in the first season. Like, if there's no evidence,
He sure did.
he said it out of his own
Come
mouth.
with the
Absolutely.
facts, girlfriend. Come with the facts, girlfriend.
Yeah, that's how he operate. Like, don't ask, don't tell. Trust
That
me.
part.
But at
And
Gallon,
Tisha cooperates, and she going to defend him at all costs.
At all costs.
time, when Mel and Tisha got into it, what did Mel say to her? She said, just because you okay with your husband cheating, I wasn't. So she said, well, I won't have a second baby. I wouldn't have had another baby with him. So they both knew that they both were cheating.
They did.
I mean, obviously, it's obvious to me, like, that he's out here running amok, right?
Oh, shoot.
But Tisha but she chooses to turn a blind eye to it. The evidence is there. Like, it's no way my man could be going out of town and I don't know his every move. Like, nah. Like,
well, then he went to a whole nother country.
Exactly. Continent. And she's okay. She wasn't okay with that, but she played it off in front of TV like she was okay with that.
At what point did Mel find
he got caught in Savannah with another woman, and she bust that woman car up. That's why
unless you Tisha is the type she got to see a S tape in order for her to believe that he like she's just that type of person. Like, unless you have concrete proof, she not gonna believe anything else.
Well, now let me tell you this.
At what point did Mel find the cell phone in her house and still had another baby?
You said what?
Didn't Mel find another cell phone that
Yes, she
Martell
did.
had?
Yes, she did.
When he was recovering from his knee surgery,
yeah.
So listen, let me tell you something. Let's be clear. When your man, this one you know is bad. When your man broke up leg and all, gonna roll off the bed, crawl in the bathroom to call the other chick, that's when you know he got it bad. I'm done.
I don't even think Marcel can even stand to be around Tisha too long. I think he plans his day and his schedule to be away from that family as much as possible.
Yeah. And see, here's another point too that I know. Even though Mel may want him back, I really believe with Coleslaw, he got down in the dirt, and I mean the real dirt in Atlanta. Okay. And that's why Mel is like, no, I cannot take you back because of these diseases out here and so on and so on. I really believe that besides that baby, that brother and other people have told Mel stuff and showed her proof to where he didn't got down in the real dirt. And she like, nope, that's it for me. Love and all. I don't care how much I love you. I cannot take you back because you got too dirty in the dirt. You got too dirty.
And once he produced a baby, he was down in the gutter. Forget the dirt. Like, it's over from there. Same thing with Wendy Williams, but you done allowed this man to take you for granted for years, and it blew up in your face in a national forum. And that's why she bitter. That's why she's bitter. She was embarrassed.
Nadi's
cheating. Y'all something.
Like she's mad. But
like
yeah.
Miss Gray Diva said, if I would have found a phone that he was making a call and he laid up in my baby off for surgery, I bet you the house and I bet you my DNA, kidney, and liver he would have been going back to the emergency room for a second surgery.
That part.
Bet.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Play a little grip
I
ball.
don't encourage domestic violence at all. But the cops would have been at our house that
That's
night.
right. Y'all can see my name, right? Oh, so let me give the disclaimer. I am so sorry. I do not know. You're right. Let's do this.
We don't encourage it. No, we don't encourage it.
From my job, see this.
Yeah, that part. No, we don't encourage it. But the cops would have been at the house that night. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I would have made a scene.
Not the cops.
You want to embarrass me like this?
Would have been there.
I would have made a scene.
Can I ask y'all a question, the whole panel?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you all think Mel is mad at Tisha because Tisha is staying with her husband
and
Mel left?
Absolutely.
No.
And look, I felt like Mel and Martell were
no.
very malicious. I felt like Mel and Martell were very malicious. All right, because you got caught, you got to expose everybody else. That's whack. You know, that's just whack. Like, because it was all good when we was in it together. And because you got caught, I got to go down in the gutter. Like, in that aspect, I do not agree with Mel. Like, how she was trying to throw it in Tisha's face and things like that. Like, unless
once
you got
again,
concrete
Tisha
proof,
started.
why are you even saying anything?
So, yeah, hold on, guys. Miss Susan, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation? Can you hear me? You're on mute. I don't know, because Miss Dugan, it's you. I don't know if she's there. Okay, so listen, let's be clear. We can't dance around the fact. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I couldn't get off mute. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Listen, I just came on here to say, don't be doing Maurice like that. He's the best husband right now. He's standing by his wife.
Right now.
What? He's standing by his
It's just a season.
Right now.
He's standing by his paycheck.
It's just a season.
And I saw an interview.
She allowed him to be the broke person he is.
I saw an interview with them yesterday, and they actually dated 2 years before. Well, no, they knew each other 2 years before they dated. And she said Maurice had told her so many stories because they were friends about other women that he were dating, and she was just not interested. And then she kind of fell for him, and she was like, "Look, you're gonna have to, make a decision that you want to be with one woman." Mm-hmm. And then it went from there. So don't do Maurice like that.
So now she got another story as to how they met.
That's what I just about to say.
I just heard so many versions.
Go ahead and get that version because I know you're gonna come.
Okay. We on version number 3, okay?
I mean, was he in his empty office, his empty law firm business?
Look, this was after she reached out about the haircut.
Okay. Listen. Here's the thing, Kimmi. You did what you did. You got what you got. I ain't mad at you, okay? But don't sit here and try to play in our face when I'm the Scott brothers. They're all one and the same. And the Scott brothers and Martell was in the streets doing what they do. And Melody said to Martell, with your ugly shoes. I laughed because I laughed because I said, that was proof for me. That was proof for me. She's still in love. She's still in love. Yeah, she's still in love. But listen, now let me tell you something. The whole scene between Kimmi and Maurice and Carlos King talking about Kimmi deciding to go ahead and, do the show, even though she was going through what she was going through. I'm really glad she did it because she said something really important. She said it made her keep going, or else she probably would have been in her house feeling like, like getting depressed, so to speak. So I'm glad she did it. It was a heart-wrenching scene. And Carlos King, like, even talking about his mom, saying, his mom kind of suffered in silence. She wasn't one to go to the doctor. So it was just, and he said that his mom spoke to him pretty much and was like, share my story because Kimmi is brave enough to share hers. Hands down, I cut Kimmi a lot of slack this season because she was so brave and she went through this. And that's why I leaned back off of her. because I commend her for this situation. But Kimmi is Kimmi, and she got some mess. But I will say this: 20 weeks of chemo, she said, gotta do. I want to say she said 30 weeks of radiation, and she still has to have surgery. So that's a lot on her body. And I say, hands down, I will always give it up to Kimmi for being brave enough to go through this on TV. So hashtag give it up for Kimmi. And let me tell you, praying for her. I want to see her get through this and make it and do it. She's a trooper. And I just wish her the best. And I will say this too. It helps when people tell these stories because it's important to get your preventative care. Right? It's important to get your mammograms, your pap smears, your prostate tested, a colonoscopy if you're of that age, just all of your preventative care, because even if you have a situation and when they catch it in the early stages, it's always gonna be better for you. So I give it up to Kimmi and Maurice. And yes, when it came time for Maurice to step up to the plate, he definitely did. Now, right, didn't he? And I will say this too. I wholeheartedly believe that Maurice, Martell, Marceau, they all love their wives, hands down. But they had a problem with wanting their wives and wanting somebody else too. I think so. I think both can be true, but I do believe that Marceau totally he loves Tisa. And listen, all couples sometimes y'all get on each other's nerves. He loves her, but he's for the streets too. He's for the streets too. Maurice, he loves Kimmi, but he calmed down, but he's for the streets too. And hands down, Martell loved Mel, but part of what Carlos King said was part of Martell's problem. Melody was getting the spotlight, and Martell couldn't handle it. And see, Ariane was that chick that was filling in the blanks. And I'm not even talking sexually. I'm talking stroking his ego. That's what Ariane was doing. While Mel was trying to help bring the whole family up to a whole nother level. Instead of Martell seeing that, he was getting jealous. Do you remember the time where he didn't want her to do the play, do the book, do this, do that? He thought she was doing too much. That wasn't about her doing too much. That was about him being jealous. And that to me is the part that Carlos King was speaking about. How, with men, you got to constantly be stroking the ego, stroking the ego, stroking the ego. Now, if this was flipped, where Martell was the one rising to the top and Melody was doing whatever she had to do for the family, all would have been well. Because it was reversed, Martell couldn't handle it. And then when he left, when he messed up, then he realized that was the chick, that was the girl. See, he don't even want anything to do with that was the life. That part, you are correct. That was the life. He don't even want I don't want to the kid is here, so nothing. I never speak against the kid, so the kid is already here. But in terms of Ariane, he never wanted that.
Thank you.
And he was never. See, here's the thing though too. She's foolish too, because if I was being a side chick and you call me a peasant, I'm closing my legs to marry men. You better believe that. I'm done. There's no way you gonna call me a peasant. Now it's one thing they talking junk to you and they lying to you. But when you want to stand up on that TV and call me a peasant,
and 20% and 20% too.
20%. I would have sent him a condolence letter. A condolence
that part.
On the real part. I would have sent him a
write a book. I'm gonna write a book for the side chicks because I don't think they be understanding. I need to write a book.
Write the book because they don't get it. But the thing is, they read it because they arrogant. Side chicks are arrogant.
It'll be on Audible too. They don't even have to listen.
They can listen to it
as they write.
Half of them can read and write anyway.
Yeah, they messy though. They're very arrogant, and they always think for whatever reason they the chosen one. That the light shines when they come into the room. Girl, bye. They messy.
You cannot think
in
that.
My emergency room with they BBLs falling apart.
Child, that part. Can't cook, can't do nothing. But anywho, the Don, what do you want to say? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I agree with everything you just said. I do think that when Carlos had his Young and the Restless moment and was crying to Martell that he's too proud, that he needs to seek help, that he was doing all this, that, and the third, he should have turned and had that same speech to Mel, because at times Mel can be too proud.
Yep.
She needs to talk to somebody as well,
Yep.
because
but she talking to a therapist, and see Martell keep calling Carlos. That's the difference. Martell won't get a therapist. He think Carlos is therapist. Unlike Mel is calling a therapist every time she having these breakdowns.
Male therapist ain't working.
You know what? I swear to goodness, I was about to say that. Go ahead.
If your therapist is working, you ain't gonna be worried about what Tisha and Marceau doing.
She ain't worried. They keep coming for her.
Worried. I just think
keep
she just
coming
want
for her,
location so she can go and drop that bird crap on them. You know,
she sits She sits in the back and wait for them to say one word, and they so dumb they do it.
She was wait,
now hold on one second, guys.
She was women. She was sitting in the back inviting Kiki to her lunch, her dinner. That's sitting in the back.
Come on,
y'all.
Well, come on now. Let's be real about it.
Let's be real about it.
Wait, hold on one second, guys.
Kiki there. She planted Kiki there to be messy.
She did.
She planted Kiki
there
to be messy.
They both, her and Kiki, both was messy because Kiki was pissed off because Tisha knocked her out of being in the show.
Thank you. She's supposed to have been in that show with them, not Kimmi them. It's supposed to be Maurice. Right. She was supposed to be that other couple. And here go that Scott Maurice bringing his brother, Marceau bringing his brother Maurice in by going over to their house, not lying, but telling the truth. But yeah.
Hold on. Nadi, come into the conversation. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. Go ahead, Nadi.
I feel like Mel is like really bitter and angry, and so is Martell. But I just also feel like the Scott family, they trying to overpower and take over the show. And that's just my honest opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
And they trying to do anything to cut Mel and even Martell down. Like,
yeah.
I think they want them both off the show so that they can take over, and that's my honest opinion.
But they can't hold the show as Carlos tried to show them. Come on, let's bring your family on, and then let's bring her family on. And they could not hold that show at 200,000 views?
Yeah, it's really low budget at this point. If you ask me, the show's a bit redundant at this point. You know, I'm over the Marceau and Tisha cheating scandal. Like, if there's no proof, let's stop talking about it. Let's move on, you know? And I'm even over Melody. I'm even over Melody and Martell's storyline. Y'all divorced already. Can we get something new? Let's see y'all dating out here, you know, and navigating being single parents again. Like there's so much more storyline that we can get, and I feel like the cast limits us to the information we can have. Half the stuff they talk about is off scene, like that we have not seen.
All right.
Well, sounds like if they revert back to what the show was supposed to be about in the first place, like Lizette was saying, they'd have new storylines. But then I wonder to what degree anyone has any business outside of, let's see, Stormy has her business that's established. Marceau and Tisha might be able to drag something out if they can ever get the ground blasted out at their property. Black. People who go to Black probably wouldn't want to be filmed because
it's dirty.
Because you know they Marceau's people.
It's a club.
Like I said, we didn't Kimmi or Tisha. Kimmi said that they put the club together so the men could hang out.
That's all it's about, is the men hanging out. The whole show is about. That's the most.
So read into what I'm saying. It would just be a place of ill repute that they don't want. Men who go there probably are just like we believe Martell, Marceau, and Maurice to be, and there will be no film in there.
We
And
just
can
gonna
I
rob
make
this
this
food
point?
truck.
Tisha comes off as very desperate, and I say that to the point of
Yes.
she'll do anything to please her man. If Marcel asks for a threesome, she's going to do anything. She will degrade herself to please that man that does not really care that much. Okay.
Yeah, and that's he don't like her.
They have never ever been in sync to me as a couple. They
Right.
always been off. It always been her trying to push and drive the narrative of the relationship. You could tell she is yearning for more. She reminds me of Robin from Potomac. Like she looks emotionally deprived.
And I think this show done that because more so is trying his best or doing his best to keep everything hid. I feel like before they was on this show and all these people coming out and think, I believe Maurice was much more loving toward her. But since this show, or maybe something is going on within their relationship that we don't know, but it seemed like a disconnect there because it was some love somewhere because some 3 kids came along. So
and let's not forget, Dr. Love, like this is the first season that Marcel has really been like emotional and transparent. Okay. Otherwise, the other seasons he was playing games like, oh, if I don't get caught, I ain't saying nothing. Okay.
But he only got real
I
with
still
Kimmi.
feel like they're both fake. I
They
feel
are.
like their relationship and their marriage is a farce.
Yeah, I
really
feel
do.
like now on this show, yes. I feel like if they was not on this show, he would have no reason to get caught, to get busted, to even think Carlos gonna bring somebody, even think Mel gonna bring somebody and bust his head wide open. That is his fear. You understand? And that's what I see. I've been seeing it for the past 3 years.
And
So
I
let
just
me
feel
say
like the
this
men
really.
control the narrative. The men control the narrative of the show.
And
Well,
remember when
let me say this really quickly. I do believe that all of these reality stars, as a result of being on the show, especially these men, that their DMs do get a whole lot of shenanigans
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. For
Yes.
sure, for sure.
Yes.
And so you got a lot going on with the reality show. One, you're like instantly thrown into like stardom, so to
Fame.
speak,
Mm-hmm.
fame, because everybody
Mm-hmm.
recognizes you. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you already had issues being faithful, the
Right.
issues are going to go up even more because
Heighten.
now
Yeah.
you're going to get a whole lot of temptation that you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to try to navigate. And I think they open Pandora's box. Once you look at one, you just
Mm-hmm.
don't stop, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I don't want to just knock Tisa for the way that she handles her marriage, right? At
Mhm.
the end of the day, to some degree, you can't, people are just going to come to you, right? And you do got to navigate, well, what's their angle for coming to me?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I would want some proof. We saying because we hear these rumors, is that proof? I like the joke when we do our recaps or whatever, but where's the actual, I would want proof too. If my husband is cheating on me, then let me see the facts, let me see the truth. And I really think wholeheartedly that Melody is mad because yes, I think there is, where there's smoke there's fire. I think they all doing what they do, but because hers blew up on a bigger level and it was the demise of her relationship,
That's
and
it.
now she's on a platform where she was together with her man when it initially started, and now those two, everybody else is still coupled up by her. There's a whole lot of feelings going on. Whether we want to call those feelings anger, jealousy, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they exist. And
Yep.
is her therapist helping? No, because I'm connecting with the Don. If you're winning, if I'm straight winning, no matter what, if I come on that stage with y'all, y'all not gonna break me and take me all the way down in the gutter with y'all. And I know y'all keep saying Mel is over them, but you could be over a coworker and know how to work with them now.
It's true. And Diva, can I just make this point? I
Yes.
think what is lacking is like I want to see Tisha hold Marceau more accountable. Be a little more assertive. It's just
Accountable
kind
for
of like
what? For
whenever
the
he
stuff he's
talks to
saying?
her, he
Oh,
gaslights
oh.
her and she retreats. You understand? Like
Being
she doesn't hold him accountable really. So like are you ever really going to get the truth?
No, and
Well,
also remember, we met her as a homemaker. She was in the home. The show is what brought her out and doing
Yeah.
work outside of the home.
oh
So
no,
all
no.
this,
And he was against that, Robin, remember?
right, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Not only was he against it, he even just said, "I wish he'd do something else. I don't want to be up under her all the time.
Exactly.
Up under me."
He will
He
rather
don't like her.
he would rather be anywhere else but with his wife, and that's the vibe I get
But no,
every time I
Tisha
see them
was
on
a
TV.
Mel
but
was pushing her, saying you need to get your own coins.
yeah,
Get your
because
He
own.
did.
remember the first show, Tisha was a realtor. I don't know if she's still a realtor, but she was a realtor. And Marshall the one told her she needs to stay home, be with the kids, and all that garbage. I remember the first show he was preaching at because I never liked that,
Yeah,
as a
he's
wife.
chauvinistic. He's very
I
chauvinistic.
never liked it that. And she went and sat down, and Mel pretty much was saying to her, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
But
I
Yes,
mean,
he
if
Tisha
did.
is
anything,
that
Mel
type
was
of
trying to
wife.
keep it real, but you have to be careful when you come for people's marriages. Like, you just can't say anything. Like,
Yeah.
unless you have concrete proof to back it up, don't get in between someone else's marriage. And that's where I think Mel went wrong. Because
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's one of the first things I saw. I was like, I was looking at her sideways for that. Like, oh, because your marriage is bad, you're going to bring everybody else's down. That's not cool.
So
Deal
wait,
with your
let me quickly
marriage.
wait. Hold on, guys. Let me just throw them in really quickly. Tiffany will be here tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Tiffany and Lewis, they came in the building. Okay, Tiffany's pregnant. Congratulations to Tiffany. Um, he
Yeah, I'm
felt
happy for
like
them.
Dr. Francis was a little hard on them. I remember when we recapped that interview, and I did say I gave Dr. Francis the side eye. The
I did.
baby, she's having a boy. Ace, because Ace means unity, and they're a blended family, and that's going to bring their blended family together. Um, so Tiffany and Lewis, I think they started off on bad footing. I think when you start off on bad footing in these reality shows, it's a hard recovery, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to recover. Stormy started off on bad footing. It's hard to recover. Because everybody feels like she's ghetto.
Yeah.
Um,
She
Wait,
is.
wait, Tony, why about what? You got to tell me why, Diva, about what? Um,
But didn't you? Can I just? I hate to cut
yes,
you off, but what you're saying speaks to what Kimmi said on the couch. When the production tells me to do X, I do it, and that is in part, I think, in large part, why these people came on and were kind of the duddish. How Stormy was introduced at the Galentine's party, if I wasn't that right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and that was a kerfuffle. And then we met Tiffany at that luncheon, and they gave her that line. I heard the kid was vaping. Instead of
yeah.
her coming
You are
on
correct.
in a business, so there, I think production is to blame for how
Right.
they're to blame for all of how we see them. If you're not following them on the social networks, because
Well, like
they
the
decide
Don said,
on a
you know what?
narrative.
It's Carlos King being messy, or somebody said that earlier. It's Carlos King being
It is.
messy.
He's
Um,
production.
Tony said Dr. Francis, he's number one.
Yes. Yes. See, with Dr. Francis, I'm siding with him because what Tiffany and her husband do not see is that he see that they have not addressed their childhood. And I see that as well, that
Yeah.
abandonment on both ends of them. I see it clear as day. And I know if I seen it through a TV, Dr. Francis seen it in person. And that's one thing they do have to address, why she's feeling like this baby Ace is unity. No, no, no. As we know, no baby is no unity. Not keeping you up all night ain't gonna be no unity.
See,
No,
and
no,
Dr.
ma'am.
Francis is not working for them because at the end of the day, they're not really willing to be vulnerable and honest
Right. They're
and
not ready.
address. They're
Yeah.
still all about the outside prosthetics. We got to make it look good. Okay, it's not digging inside and
So,
dealing with what's going
hold
on
on,
inside.
guys. Y'all don't think y'all don't think it was an ambush. Y'all don't think that
I
was.
think it was.
I was just
Thank
about
you
to
to
say that.
Don. Thank you to
I was
Don.
just about to
Like,
say
come
that.
on now.
I think
You
that
can
Lou and
not like
Tiffany
them, but
Queen.
Dr. Francis definitely clearly had a side, and he was not being a neutral therapist at
Right.
that therapy session, like at
Absolutely.
all.
because she said that she mentioned that she had to take a call.
Right.
And if there was that stated prior to, why did you go so hard?
Right.
Why did you go so hard? Did you do it for the cameras? Did
Right.
you do it for production?
No, I'm
So
with
how
Dr.
are
Francis.
So
Because
how
we
are you
go to
going
marriage
open
retreats.
Wait, hold on one second, guys. Let them finish it. I'll let you in.
If your therapist is going to go so hard at you for taking a call that you've already A, told production about, B, already told the therapist about, how are you going to feel comfortable being so vulnerable with him? Because when you go to therapy, you have to be completely stripped down, butt naked, comfortable with the therapist. And at that time, all my walls would have went up. You wouldn't have got nothing from me. I would have looked at you for the rest of the time.
That part.
At a retreat,
exit stage left.
At a retreat, first of all them phones should have been turned in, because to me, all Dr. Francis was saying, take this serious. Every last one of y'all got business, have a business life. But right now, we're talking about you and yourself and your marriage, nothing else. And I feel like, to me, that's maybe where Dr. Francis and his wife went wrong. When you came into this marriage retreat, them phones should have been in a basket, because we taking this real serious.
That part.
I'm gonna go around. Hold on one second. Let me say this though. So I understand that Tisa and Marceau had an issue because I think one of their friends had passed or something like that. But they arrived late, and you was good with hearing their situation, and you was all cool with that. But you can't be cool with, okay, I had a phone call that I had to take.
But Tiffany,
that is two totally different comparisons. That's two totally different comparisons. That is two totally different things. Someone actually died. Someone lost their life. That is
2 weeks before.
Different. If you were coming to get marriage counseling and to get help, you should have not come if you couldn't have cleared your schedule to come and do the proper work that needed to be done. This is what you signed up for. So don't sign, as Iyama says all the time, as she told the Braxtons, what time in the call sheet say that you needed to be here? 6 o'clock, so you need to be here at 6 o'clock. You had a commitment, and you didn't keep your commitment.
But
hold on
one second, guys, because I want everybody to hear everybody. Go ahead, Maria. Go ahead.
We did Yalma Van Zandt, King and Queen D, but we can't let this slide now. They had a commitment and they broke the commitment.
No,
that's
I don't
a problem.
Think
yeah, okay,
hold on, guys. I'm gonna come around. Hold on, guys. With a phone call.
Yes.
Okay, I think Dr. Francis was biased, and he came.
Yalma Van Zandt's meeting and have a phone call in the middle of her.
Never.
No, you wouldn't waste her time and do her like that. So why you gonna do Dr. Francis like that?
He came at their neck the whole time. Nadi, what do you feel, Dr. Francis?
Because they didn't say sorry.
Good night.
Hold on, I'm coming, Dr. Francis.
I mean, the panel may not like this, but Dr. Francis held them accountable. What are you really here for? Are you here to do the work, or are you here for TV? And I'll just leave it at that. Like, showing up late is so disrespectful.
Right.
And
Phone
you knew
calls,
this was coming.
Right.
You knew this was coming, so you didn't come for the right reasons.
Right.
Like I hear your side, but they disrespected that man in his time.
Yeah, they did. And because he came for Maurice and Kimmi too.
For the phone call?
Yeah, but he came for Maurice and Kimmi too.
Not really.
No.
Yes,
he did. Okay, hold on. I'm going around. Lizette, go ahead. Okay. Your thoughts?
You know, I have a whole another thought process.
Mm-hmm.
If I convey something with you, Miss Diva, and say, hey, you know what? I'm on time, but you know what? I have an engagement. I have a phone call. It shouldn't last more than this, that, and another. I have to take this because I couldn't, reschedule it. It's a must.
Right.
I conveyed it with my husband. I conveyed it with the therapist. He said, okay, but then he held her to the fire. She came to show up. Mm-hmm. They didn't mind doing the work because, like she said, it was an issue that they wanted to resolve. But I'm like, Don, why will I feel comfortable of coming to you, explaining something to you, when you sitting up here blazing at me, when I'm wondering, looking at you side eye, like, we didn't have this conversation. I conveyed with you about that. That's my one thing. I don't care for Dr. Francis. Okay.
Neither do I.
I
Due to
like
the
it.
fact,
We can agree to disagree.
yeah, we can disagree, but you know, I like Dr. Jeff. I went to him personally, but anyway, that's another segment.
Well,
But
I got issues with Dr. Jeff too, but you know what though? Yeah, but we gotta talk another time. But I'll say this though, Doctor or any therapist, let's leave Dr. Francis because it's a trigger word for some of us up here, right? Any therapist, like the Don said, I gotta feel comfortable.
mm-hmm.
I gotta be able to be ready to tell you my whole life so you can help me out. Come on, Tori. Come on, Toria. Dr. Francis wanted to be on TV. He put on a show, a whole production, a
Right.
whole production. He did lights, camera, action. Go ahead, Dr. Love, because we closing it out. What's your final word? This Dr. Francis.
Well, I like Dr. Francis, and it is true. You do have to build a rapport with your patients, your clients. Yes, you do. But when you hold a marriage retreat, that's something totally different than me or anyone having to build a rapport with you at that point. To say marriage retreat is, I'm not just here healing one person. That man was there to heal a lot of people. And like Nadi said, they disrespected his time, his wife, everything. Yes, the phone call, Tisha being late, all of that. I would really, if I was Dr. Francis, I would have told television, no, thank you. We'll do this at another time. When people is serious, because none of them is serious even about healing. And Lou and Tiffany, they are doing their best because they up against the world because this their second marriage. So of course they're doing their best right now to make it work. To make it work. So that's another whole thing that Dr. Francis would have to deal with. But this is a retreat. This is not a one-on-one session where I have to first of all build a rapport with you. If you come into my retreat, please respect my retreat. Respect yourself. Respect the other people here.
Okay. All right. Robin, Dr. Francis.
Dr. Francis was 2,000,000% wrong. It's not like it was the baggers at the local supermarket who were having a meeting about who's going to work what register. It's a woman who was having a business call about a business that she owns and she started. So I'd be like, miss me with your histrionics and your theatrics, Dr. Francis, who I liked it before this because I did find him to not be a neutral third party. So with that said, I just want to say that I'm very much looking forward to Tiffany joining us tomorrow evening because I would love to be able to ask her questions that are tangential to her experience and what is presented to us on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Everyone who knows me knows how I always beat the drum about how heavily edited these programs are and that they're reality based and not reality for real. And I really like to just know more about her business, and I want to know if she'll tell us a little bit about Lou's business as well. So
Thank you.
Because we
Thanks for
don't know
that.
about his business.
Don,
That's
we're
true.
closing out with you. Dr. Francis.
Yeah, man. I think some of Dr. Francis's practices are good.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his, things he advises people to do are good, but that whole scene just really put a bad taste in my mouth with him. I think Tiffany is integral enough to let production and him know that she had a call to take, and prior to them showing up, and it wasn't this all of a sudden call, that just happened out of nowhere, that she just had to step out the room. I don't think that happened like that. And I think he was in front of the cameras, and Kingdom Reigns production, wanted him to give more and more and more and more and more. So, he played it up for the cameras, and I didn't like it too much. And his wife just sat there in the corner looking like, why you doing the most on these Good People TV? Because you look ridiculous.
That part.
And I'm gonna talk to you when we get home. I ain't gonna embarrass you in front of company. That's what she looked like.
That part.
But yeah, I'm excited to hear the what they're saying tomorrow. I want to hear about the baseball team that Lou has, and him working with the young fellas down there, and so I'll be tuned in at 6.
Okay, and I'll just finalize this, right? Like you said, there were things with Dr. Francis I connected with. I think that particular whole retreat put a bad taste in my mouth too, because my thing is, even in group therapy, you don't tear down one to make a point about of your situation and to bring up others. Like that's just just too much. And to say, and then he didn't. I felt like he tore through them the whole weekend. Like I just felt like he just came at them. And I think the Scots wanted revenge. So it seems like the theme of their show is probably revenge. Because I think the Scots wanted revenge because they said, Lou said at the reunion, it felt like a setup. And I was like, yeah, it was a little setup. But listen, guys, thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. Probably do hot topics or trending topics on Thursday. I think it's so sad. We might talk about that basketball player. Like you're taking somebody's life because they don't want to talk to you. And now the girl is gone. She had a 5-year-old child, and now your life is done. And all because somebody didn't want to talk to you. I don't know though. Why did he even have a gun? And whose gun was it? Do you know what I mean? Like it's terrible. Like what's going on these days? And I will say this too. You gotta teach your kids coping skills and mechanisms like that.
Yes.
But a lot of these sports, what goes on in these sports is the beginning of training these kids that to cope with adversity in a negative way. Just my opinion. The parents be blacking out over some points. My son used to play basketball.
She ain't lying.
I know she's not, because I'm one of them parents.
Yeah, no, and the scoreboard was broken. The scoreboard was broken. And now, but his kids, minding the scoreboard. They kept telling the kids, like, don't mess up again. And I was just like, it got crazy. It got crazy over some points. At the end of the day, though, we know your team is winning. Like, but that's the beginning of kids learning how indirectly, in a very negative way, to deal with situations.
That's real.
This kid, you can't take it. And to me, you're a basketball player. I mean, all the girls want somebody on the team.
Yeah.
And you got that mad at this girl. Mental health is real. That you took her life because she said no to you.
Right. I was gonna say, I wonder if something was if he had a mental disorder. I'm tired.
I'm annoyed that we always rush to mental disorders now. I mean, so I'm sure that's the case. But sometimes people just egotistical. He was on the basketball team. Was he a star player? Was he just angry? And even though it's an irrational response, when mental illness is too specific.
Yeah, well, listen to this. As Lover said, basketball player story is sad. My husband is a basketball coach and knows him. Says that it is not his character and can't believe it.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
That's really sad. That's
it's
really
a lot
sad.
of people out here that has a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde persona.
Yes.
And I
believe personality.
My belief, it starts at home somewhere.
Yes,
it does. I see it every day. When I say it, I see it every day. And the parents have to be more
educated,
more jointedly in getting that situation resolved and get in therapy. I think family therapy is a good thing, but sometimes African Americans don't believe in that, because the older generation say, don't you go out and tell them what's going on in this house. So they made some kids free to go out and discuss and their feelings,
Right. Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off. I got to close out, but we'll probably talk about this story. Roy, I didn't forget I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble tomorrow, especially since I'm doing the show earlier. I believe wholeheartedly in therapy, but it It's sad, especially if the S Lover is saying that his mother is a police officer. This is. We got to talk about this, S Lover.
Yes.
Hopefully, you can make it here on Thursday when we talk about this. Because
What
that's
time is this on Thursday so I can skedoodle out the ER early?
wait, say that again. Wait, say that again.
Come on, Miss Cooper, tell me what time is this so I can scoot out the ER earlier.
It's 8 p. I usually do 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
On Thursday.
Yeah. But guys, listen, love y'all.
Okay.
Good night, because I gotta go type
Good
up this
night.
paperwork for her. I'll see y'all. Bye.
All right, good night,
All
everyone.
right.
You could have been a therapist.
Yes.